everyone, Edrunner Gaming HD, and welcome to my thoughts and grades video for Trek to Yomi. This was a game that came out last year, made by Flying Wild Hog and published by Devolver Digital. This was one of their big titles that came out last year for the company Devolver Digital, one of their big indie titles that came out in 2022. I've been eyeing this game for some time to play here on my channel because the art style caught my attention. I really like the art style from the trailers I was seeing of the game. And I figured, the game's not too long. It's about 4 to 5 hours long. If I can get a hold of this game, I'll play it here on my channel. And I originally was going to get this on the PlayStation 4, but then when I got Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, I saw that it was on Game Pass, and I figured, I'll just play it over here. And after playing this game start to finish, I'm really glad I made that decision because I saved myself 20 bucks on buying the game separate. So there's that. And sorry, I had to stretch there. And after playing this game, would I have went out and spent $20 on this? No. I'm really glad that I played this via subscription service because if I had spent $20 on this game, I think I'd be really disappointed in myself for wasting $20 on this. Like, there's so many games that go on sale for less than 20 bucks that I would have had a far more enjoyable time with than this game. Not saying that this game is terrible, not saying it's the worst game I ever played. Hell, it's probably not going to be the worst game I ever play here on YouTube. There's probably going to be far worse games in the future that I'm going to play here on my channel. But in terms of a Let's Play series, this damn sure wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. I guess I'll just get to my grading system. I'm not going to go too long here with this thoughts and grades video. And yes, I know this isn't going to be like a full breakdown review of Trek to Yomi. I'm not a professional when it comes to these reviews, but I'm just gonna give my thoughts and grades and then move on from Trek to Yomi. If you heard what I said in the credits of my Trek to Yomi video, I said that I'm really glad that I'm done with this game. And truthfully, I really am. I'm glad to be done with this game. I'm glad to move on. The game was kind of boring me, and if you saw in my early videos, it was also frustrating me too. So I'm so glad to have this done and over with so I could focus on my other Let's Play series and focus on future Let's Play series that hopefully will be a lot more enjoyable than this. Now, with all that being said, let's get to my grading system, shall we? Let's start off with the soundtrack for Trek to Yomi, shall we? Yeah, the silence that you're hearing right now pretty much sums up the soundtrack for this game. It's nothing memorable. I'm sorry. There's really nothing memorable about the soundtrack for this game. Hell, outside of a few good moments here and there, like when I was in the supernatural world and the music kind of spiked up a little bit. And I guess you could say the main menu music. Outside of that, this soundtrack is not memorable at all. It's going to be, I guarantee you, it's going to be a soundtrack I'm probably going to forget a month from now when I focus on my other Let's Play series. Very forgettable soundtrack. Nothing memorable here. Nothing that is jaw-dropping or anything. Nothing that made me, like, bob my head or anything. Or, just dance my ass off. Very forgettable soundtrack. And I'm sorry to the people that composed the music for this, but that's just exactly how I feel. I guess I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Like the main menu music was okay-ish, but nothing really to write home about. And the music at certain points in the game, especially when I was in the supernatural world, was pretty cool every now and again. So a point for the main menu music, which isn't really saying much, and a point for the music that peaked at certain times in the game. Outside of that, this is a 2 out of 10. Very forgettable soundtrack. I'm probably going to forget it within a month from now. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the soundtrack. There's really not much to say at all. Next up is the graphics. Now, the graphics is what sold me on this game in the first place. When I first saw this game get announced and I saw the teaser trailers for it, I really liked the art style of this game from what I saw. I love that it had this Japanese type of art style, but in a black and white setting. And I thought the art style looked really damn cool. And playing the game start to finish, I still think the art style looks really cool. And there's some really cool shots in this game that are screenshot worthy. Some really cool moments in the story that, going back, I would actually take a screenshot of and use as the wallpaper. It looked really, really, really good at times. Is this the best looking game I played? Hell no. Will this be the best looking game that I've ever played? Hell no. But for what it's worth, graphics wise and the art style wise, I really, really, really like it. And I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really like the art style of this game. And I know Ghost of Tsushima, which is the PlayStation exclusive, by the way, I know that it has an art style similar to this, but that's if you want to use the art style. It gives you different art styles to use in Ghost of Tsushima, which is really, really nice. Where with Trek to Yomi, you're locked on this art style. And you would think after a while it would get pretty annoying, like, okay, I wish I could see what it would look like, with the different art style and stuff. Which, hey, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But me personally, considering that this game is pretty short, about 4 to 5 hours long, and like I said, some screenshot worthy moments, I really like the art style. Excuse me. So this is a 7.5 out of 10 from me. And now, unfortunately, we get to the two factors of the game that, in my opinion, really, really, really hurt the value of this game. I'll start off with the gameplay. It's extremely repetitive. I mean, this is basically a button masher type of game, and not a very fun one at that. I know the game, throughout the game, told me multiple combinations to use, but I didn't even use them because I felt like I didn't need to. Like, once I learned a certain combination of my own to do, I pretty much just stuck with that, and I barely even use any strong attacks, excuse me. I barely use any strong attacks at all. And I didn't even use any of the combinations that the game was recommending me. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that I played the game on normal instead of hard, but nonetheless, I'm not going back and replaying this game on hard difficulty to do with those combinations to see if it does anything different. I'm not doing that. This was a one and done, and I'm glad it's a one and done. And even if I do that, it probably won't even do all that much for gameplay wise. If I had to grade the gameplay, I guess I would give it a 2.5 out of 10. It's nothing to write home about. Ghost of Tsushima was way more enjoyable than this, and I didn't even beat Ghost of Tsushima. There's really nothing to write home about, excuse me, regarding the gameplay. And I'm sorry if people don't look at it that way. Hey, we may have differing opinions. You may think the gameplay is amazing. Me personally, I find it to be dull. And that's my opinion. And then finally, the story. There's really not much to say here as well. Largely forgettable. I mean, there's a few cool moments here and there, but a lot of these characters, I'm not even going to remember the fucking names of them by the time that I say a month rolls by. I'm not even going to remember a majority of these characters' names. Hell, a majority of the story I'm not even really going to remember a month from now. This is a very, 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 very forgettable story. Outside of a few moments here and there. Like, the boss battle at the end was pretty darn cool. Going through the supernatural world, that was pretty cool. But outside, I guess you could say somewhat the beginning of the game, but outside of those three things, this story is mostly largely forgettable. Uh, 3 out of 10. I mean, I don't really know exactly what to grade the story here because there's really not much I could say on the story here. 3 out of 10. And hey, maybe you thought the story was amazing. Maybe you thought it's like a 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. I mean, you might be going a little overboard there, but if you think this story is better than what I graded it, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine, and I think this is a 3 out of 10 story. It's got some cool moments here and there, but is it really a legendary story? Is it something that I'm going to remember a year down the line? Hell, even a month down the line? Outside of a few moments? No, not really. And that's all I have to say about the story. And that's going to do it for this Thoughts and Grades video of Trek to Yomi. Like I said, not the best review of Trek to Yomi. Hell, people probably gave it higher grades than even I did. Whatever. I'm entitled to my opinion. They're entitled to their opinions. If you thought this game was amazing and, a legendary game, let me know your thoughts and grades down below in the comment section what you thought of Trek to Yomi. Personally, I'm just glad that this is all over. I don't have to go back playing Trek to Yomi ever again. This is a one and done. I'm not going back and doing the duty path. I'm not going back and picking no gifts. I'm not picking the evil ending. This is a one and done, and it's going to be a one and done because I can't sit through this game again, start to finish. I just can't do it. Sorry, not me. The only good thing that I will say that came out of me playing this game is two things. One, I played it via Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, so I didn't have to pay anything extra for the game, which I guess you could tie that into a number two. I didn't have to pay anything for this game except for Game Pass Ultimate, which gives me access to a whole bunch of other games that are way better than this, so that's cool. And this was a game, number three, this was a game that I was intending to play on my channel quite some time ago. And I never got around to doing it until I got an Xbox One and I got Game Pass Ultimate. So, thank you, Game Pass, for letting me play this game. Although I will say there are far better games on Xbox Game Pass for me to play than this. All in all, my final overall grade of Trek to Yomi, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. I'm going to give it a Bret Hart 4 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's not that good. It's not. It's not memorable. It's nothing that I'm going to remember, a year or two down the line. I don't know. Maybe a few moments here and there, but that's about it. I play far better games on my channel, and I'll probably play far better games on my channel in the future. I'm just glad to be done and over with this. If you saw my early videos of Trek to Yomi, you could tell I was getting visibly frustrated with this game, and I'm so glad to be done and over with it by now. I know my friend Orbital Sigma, if he's still watching my channel, I know he's probably going to be happy that I'm done with this. He's probably going to think to himself, oh yay, that means better games. Well, for the time being, yes. And those better games are the Let's Play series that I'm currently doing here on my channel. I'm not bringing any new story mode related stuff to the channel for now. Down the line, sure. But for now, I'm going to stick to what I got so far. And that does it for my thoughts and grades video of Trek to Yomi. It's really freaking late. I need to get to sleep. I'm recording this literally half asleep, so hell, by the time I render this video tomorrow, I probably won't remember anything of what the hell I even said here. I'm just glad to have this game done and over with, in all honesty. And yeah, not really a memorable game. Not the worst game. And I'll probably play far, far, far worse games than this on my channel in the future, but definitely really nothing to write home about. Outside of the art style. The art style in this game is still pretty damn good. Anyways, that's going to do it here. Edgerunner Gaming HD signing out. Peace, stay safe, have a great rest of the day or night, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye, everyone.
They will find me through the flames, flames that run down through my veins. I will make the city burn. We're not planning to return. Trying so hard to be free, to make you see what I see.